Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Yahlia Ali in this incarnation. And tomorrow, July 4th, the moon moves out from Libra and enters in Scorpio. Notice how you are feeling with this, because generally we create patterns with the lunar cycles, and if there is something that we want to do different, then we have the possibility to be aware of that, of how we can change it. So with the moon in Scorpio, this could be a phase where the hidden things start to emerge, especially if there were very unconscious. Perhaps they are shown in emotional discomfort or in situations and people that generate rejection because there is a shadow projecting itself. Could also be a phase of purification where we take this energy to cut from the roots with something that is not adding, it is not contributing with our advancement. Or could be a moment where we feel our emotions with intensity so they can circulate and they can show us what we really need. For others, could be a moment of a lot of focalization in something in particular. So if this focus it is disposed in something that it passionates, that connects us with passion, and that we really want to feed, that is marvelous. But still, we have to regulate ourselves to listen to our body and being able to invest our energy in other things. I am saying that this could be the extreme of being so much being putting the whole attention in something, but too much. And even if it is positive, there will be always other areas of life that we need to attend. It is when we are very concentrated and we forget about eating or things like that. So if the focus it is in something that generates not well-being, that it is not making you good. It is an opportunity to observe those attachments or limitant perceptions to transmute them. I'm saying this because the moon in Scorpio is entering at the right moment that the conjunction between Venus and Uranus is perfected in Taurus. And among the things that that I've mentioned in the last videos, this is about detachment of a way of creation, detachment of a way of relating with other people, of a desire that doesn't respond to the soul, of a way of generating resources, or detaching from a conditioning that is not allowing us to recognize our value and to choose things that actually align with that. All of this is Venus, and in our society we have the tendency to put the value in a way of, in a form of comparison. But when something has a function, it already has value. And when something that was part of our experience accomplished that function, and right now it is not it is not contributing with anything, then it loses its quality, its nourishing quality. It stagnates and it becomes rotten. So we could be talking about a way of perceiving the experiences related with Venus that I've just mentioned, but also of the things that we are allowing ourselves to receive or not receive, give or not give. Because, for example, if we allow ourselves to receive a behavior, to receive a treatment that is far away of representing, giving value to other person, there is an illusion in waiting that the situation can change without us doing anything, without us making a different movement in that dynamic. But at other times, with other example, if we are not allowing ourselves to give that what the soul wants, desires to give, because there could be conflicts with our own desires. This could be linked with wanting to generate resources with something that we enjoy a lot, but at the same time dealing with programmings that are making us feel that it's not possible. So if we allow ourselves to share that with generosity, we are opening the door to the return of that energy. But the important thing is that it truly has to be in a genuine will of sharing, because what we retain, it is also stagnated. On the other side, I think this is very important. There should be a registration or register of what you can give, I can give, that other people can actually need. Years ago, many years ago, I studied arts, for a few years. And at that moment, I really would have liked, I think it is the expression, to approach that path, but probably that wasn't the function that the world needed of me, the function of the painter. The painting was the thing I liked it most. But it doesn't mean that I cannot do this if I really enjoy it, but perhaps my soul was guiding in life too, was guiding me to through other paths, other places, and that was the actual function that I needed to accomplish. It was part of the journey, of course. So in other perspective, it is also important to take in account that if there is something that we really want to create, not for everybody is about leaving immediately the source through which you are generating resources. Many times it is about creating bridges and doing paths that are offering us tools to take ourselves to this point. But I am opening these perspectives because tomorrow Venus is going to move to Gemini after the conjunction with Uranus. And this is one of the functions that Venus in Gemini can assume in a very amazing way, especially when the mind, is generating this closure of the path. With Venus in Gemini, we can ask ourselves, how can I open myself to possibilities in a way that can actually enjoy, that I can actually enjoy? How can I learn of this circumstance and take that knowledge, and use that knowledge to create my desires? How am I communicating with myself? How am I using my words to transmit to other people too? It is also important to ask ourselves if we are allowing silence, or we have to constantly cover it with external noise, because the inner dialogue that flourishes is too discomfortable. Learning to be in silence with oneself, or even with people that we feel comfortable to do that, it is a good practice to inhabit oneself and to inhabit the present. Venus, it is going to be in a trine with Pluto at the moment that it enters in Gemini. It is going to be in a trine with Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, beyond the sextiles with Saturn and Neptune. Neptune also tomorrow starts its retrogradation. So the trine with Pluto, it is perfected the next week on July 7th, the same day that Uranus enters in Gemini, and Uranus and Venus are going to be in a very short distance. They are going to be still in conjunction. This is something that we didn't experiment before, in 84 years. So here we have this great flexibility available to do something different. It is a flexibility that in Taurus wasn't that easy. Uranus in Taurus was about this, resistances, because the things that were moved were things that we actually wanted to be stable, that we want them to have stability. So what I was saying, it is that this trine with Pluto could be, allowing the transformation or the end of something that we cannot sustain in time, but doing this in a more fluid way, or having the power to face a fear of choosing a different path, or liberating ourselves from the resistance to create our reality in the path that we are already transiting. Could also be new relationship possibilities, people that are opening the doors to these changes, not necessarily romantic possibilities. Could be friendships, groups, people that we are finding this resonance. And with Neptune retrograding, it is approaching these processes, letting go of the veil of what we many times are insisting that it is the most beneficial or ideal thing. To truly see the path and ourselves as we are, as the path is. with its lights and its shadows, because shadows are truly hidden lights. There is no darkness, sorry. But if we are denying that shadow or that hidden light, we are not accessing to the possibility of revealing it. So thank you, everyone. See you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.